Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Tuesday, July 25, 2023. 4 specialist clinics will be added to the list of services being offered at the Noel Hospital in Hanover. Citizens in the parish will now be able to access specialized medical, pediatric, surgical, and urology care at the hospital. Clinical coordinator at the Western Regional Health Authority, Dr. Delroy Frey, made the announcement during a recent tour of the hospital by Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton.
This would, help a lot. The patients decide, to avoid traveling all the way over to Cornwall Regional Hospital. So we are in the process of, organizing some specialist clinic to commence here to bring the quality of care at this side of the island to a very high level.
Critical to this process is the surgical clinic, which is expected to start in August and assist with the many trauma cases the hospital receives from road crashes. Minister Tufton also advised that plans to upgrade the hospital's operating theatre were progressing steadily.
Today I'm happy to report that we are well advanced in the procurement process. A tedious process, a long process, nevertheless, but we are advanced in the process, which is a commitment that we have made to establishing a proper, fully equipped operating theatre here at Noel Homes.
A computerized tomography CT scan machine being purchased for the Kingston Public Hospital, KPH, is expected to be delivered by September. The $2 million investment was approved by Cabinet.
It's a good thing because there were complaints about the constant downtime of the CT scan there. We have repaired the old one, but we're now purchasing a new one. And that we expect to be delivered by September, I am told.
According to Dr. Tufton, a needs assessment of critical pieces of equipment for the hospital is being done. In addition, he says the leasing agreement being pursued by the government will address some of the issues regarding downtime of critical pieces of medical equipment in health facilities. Still on health, the minister says there will be no adverse effect on the staff of the National Family Planning Board, NFPB, and the National Council on Drug Abuse, NCDA, as the process to merge both into the ministry begins. Minister Christopher Tufton tabled 2 bills in Parliament last week to allow for the repeal of the 2 pieces of legislation governing the entities and transfer their functions, assets, rights, and liabilities to the Ministry of Health. The NFPB will become a division called the National Family Planning Services, while the National Council on Drug Abuse will become a department of the ministry.
The integration will allow for the achievement of synergy in operations and greater efficiencies. At the same time, the integration will see the streamlining of services and eradicating duplication of effort.
Minister Tufton says the National Family Planning Services Division will continue its key role of supporting sustainable health outcomes among marginalized and vulnerable populations. It will also manage cooperation between the health sector, social services sector, and civil society. Meanwhile, the NCDA will maintain its core functions of reviewing and monitoring the misuse of drugs and undertaking measures for the prevention of drug misuse and resulting social problems. Its mandate will also include supporting the nation's mental health response. Minister with responsibility for water, Senator Matthew Samuda, says Jamaica must raise approximately $3 billion to deal with water infrastructure and achieve resilience by 2030. Minister Samuda says it's critical that the country strengthens its water infrastructure, particularly in light of the unpredictability of weather patterns due to the combined effects of climate change and the onset of the El Niño weather phenomenon. Over the past year, the country has seen some of the most severe drought conditions. It's reported that the October 2022 to March 2023 period cumulatively was the driest 6-month period for that time of the year ever in Jamaica.
Even though some of the drought has been broken in some parts of the country, it has not been sufficient to restore the usual water levels in your aquifers, in your wells, and in some of your rivers. So we have challenges.
Anticipating that these conditions are likely to persist or worsen over time, the minister says government has been executing a consolidated, planned approach to building the resilience of the country's distribution network.
If you look right across the length and breadth of this country, we have been investing in increasing storage, increasing processing capacity, and significant investment in increasing our distribution capacity.
Senator Samuda was addressing the recent commissioning ceremony for water projects in Clarendon Southeastern. And finally, Prime Minister Andrew Holness has made good on a promise to provide farmer Dion Blake with a donkey to transport her goods. The presentation was made on Friday in the rural community of Cornwall District in northwest St. Elizabeth. Member of Parliament J.C. Hutchinson made the presentation on behalf of the Prime Minister, who was overseas on government business. Miss Blake, who cultivates pumpkin, sorrel, corn and peanuts and rears chickens, had appealed for support when the Prime Minister visited the parish recently. In addition to the donkey, she also received a backpack pesticide sprayer and poultry defeathering equipment, as well as a one-year scholarship for 2 of her children who are attending secondary school.
I feel very special to know that I only asked for a donkey to help me with my need, to come over the hill with the chicken feeding. And I did not know that a chicken picker was in the process. So I feel very, very, very special to know that this thing that they call a chicken picker is going to help me to do my work more faster, and I will have more time to school my children than I spent 3 days around there picking chicken with my hands.
The Prime Minister, who joined the ceremony remotely, said providing the equipment and farm animal was necessary to encourage Miss Blake and her family to continue to make a meaningful livelihood from agriculture.
We note the need for further development. Rural development is an important part of the government's development agenda, and we will continue to do our farm roads. We will continue to try to bring irrigation and other forms of development to your area to make your life easier and give your children a better future.
Minister of Agriculture Floyd Green also pledged to place the community road under the Farm Road program.
So this road, which leads into this wonderful farming area, will be done during the course of this financial year.
And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.